Hi guys, I'm Tash and today I'm with Soumya. Hopefully I said your name right. Yay! Hiya. Are you okay?
Hi. Hi, Tash. I'm fine. Thank you. Thanks
Good.
for having me here.
No worries. We're happy to have you here. So on the platform, you've got coaching for children, I believe, and coaching for parents. So
Yeah?
where do you do this, first of all? Are you based online or in a location?
Yeah. You're right. I offer a coaching service, and I'm based online and offline.
Hmm.
Online is basically for them who cannot access me here in Ashford, and who are far away. Then I have an online coaching service. But people who are more local to me and who can access me, I do one-to-one in person as well. Yeah.
Okay, fab. And what do they involve? So let's say coaching for parents to start with. What does that normally look like? What can people expect?
Oh, it could come with a lot of parenting challenges at different stages of parenting. There is a transition. I know you're a mom, and I'm a mom to a 14-year-old. So when we start parenting, say when they are very little, that type of parenting is different than when they get into teenage years. Then there's quite a lot of challenging and the children. So there's these stages that parenting goes through, and what worked at one stage may not work in the other. Then we need to unlearn some things or learn some new skills and techniques to attune with the children. So
Hmm.
for me, parenting is all mostly about tuning in with your child and tuning in with yourself. So when parents come to my space, we are looking at resourcing the parent so that they don't lose their self in parenting and just become the parent. You get many parents who want to do everything for their child and then they are left behind.
Mm.
So when parents come to me, my or the purpose of the work is that parents have a plan that they can carry on or tune in with themselves and their child, tap into their resources, whether it is internal or external, and be able to navigate that challenges feeling really anchored, calm, and confident, knowing that they can do this. I am there to support and guide them as and when required.
Hmm.
Most of the challenges sometimes consider navigating teenagers, parenting during teenagehood. Also, transitions when children move from one school to a big school or from the school to university. That these sort of parenting challenges come more to me.
Hmm.
Also, cultural aspects. So, parents may have moved from a different town or a city or a country, then the support, they've left their family of origin, so the support is really little. There might be migration involved. So the cultures are very different. Children are born in this country. So there is a clash of cultural beliefs, cultural upbringing, and that brings a lot of tension within the family environment. So then that is the space I go into,
Hmm.
helping parents to understand clearly. Let's talk, what is it that you want to culturally transfer to your child? If they are not taking it really well, what then you may have to do? What are the novelties of the host country that your child is presenting to you, which you're unwilling to accept? But it's important you meet in between. So I go
Hmm.
into such spaces. But mental health is always something that we touch upon,
Hmm.
no matter whether it is work-life balance or parenting challenges or parenting just coming to anchor in their parenting skills or to discover a little bit more about themselves because they might have figured out as they're parenting something from their own childhood is triggering and they're projecting to their child. So I go into that part of the work as
Mm.
well. I wouldn't say inner child, but really identifying what from their past or their entanglements from their family of origin is now impacting their parenting. I look at it, I bring that to the surface with them. If they need deeper work, I signpost them. But my role is to just help them to see that, make it visible using the techniques that I provide, bringing that awareness, helping them to connect with it, and then finding tools that they have within them or in the community to navigate it. That's what I do.
It sounds so amazing, and I resonate in so many aspects. Like feeling like you've lost yourself when you become a parent, and you just
Yeah,
totally have a big transition there that you're trying to navigate, and it can feel very
yeah,
lonely. So it's amazing that you offer
yeah,
that support and accountability and the lived experience too. And then yeah, you also said about the kind of maybe not inner child, but things that you as a child may have picked up on, because we're like sponges,
yeah,
aren't we? From like
yeah,
0 to 7,
yeah,
is it that we're taking it all
yeah,
in, and you might not
yeah,
realize, but your child is soaking it all
yeah,
up, and then that's going to affect
yeah,
how they behave, etc. So yeah, that's really important. Is there so the age range is totally varied then, so it can be like a
yeah,
toddler mum or like a teenager, like you said.
yeah,
Okay, and
yeah.
then is it even varied as in different like maybe learning disabilities that the child may have? It's just you're focusing on the parent, I suppose, is that in this kind
Yeah,
of coaching,
when
how to
it's with
support
the
them.
when it's working with the parent, they come because they want to learn certain ways to connect. At some point, they've realized there's an awareness that what I'm doing is not working. It might be the best way they are doing it. They've tried everything. It's not working. And at that point, they might just need a space to be held
Mm.
safely, to be listened to with a non-judgmental, without offering them. I see that most clients of mine do know what they have to do. However, they've not really practiced it with somebody. So when they come to my space, they get that opportunity to brainstorm and to go with me. Do you think this is right? Do you think? Then I am there to gently support them. Well, if you do that, this may happen. How are you able to take that? Do you have the capacity to go through these perceptions or go through these changes? Asking about whether I'm working with children with various, what do we call that?
Like
Spectrum.
learning, yeah, okay.
Learning disabilities, yes, very mild ones. I don't really go into spaces where the need is very high.
Hmm.
It's simply because I work on my own. I don't really have a team that if this feels difficult to me or challenging to me, I can then consult with the team. Therefore, what happens, what I can offer, I offer. Then at a point when it's not in the scope of my work, I
Hmm.
have a directory of professionals that I then signpost to. So I
Hmm.
say, this my work ends here, and then you go there. But your question about whether I work solely with parents when they have come to seek my support solely as a parent, yes.
Hmm.
Then they felt that it's my work. I need to do this. I don't think I want to involve the child. So the answer to that is yes, because they've already had this awareness and they are on a self growth journey. And for them, growing with the family, tuning in with the family is important, and that connection is important. So when they feel that disconnect, they sort of start seeking that support. So it's that kind of
Mm.
parents that come to, yeah,
And how many kind of
yeah.
sessions do people usually have as a parent then?
Normally, parents have three, which is most common, three. And
Hmm.
in 3 sessions, they are able to really find that. Like I said, when they take three, they're already done some homework. They're already at that place where their regulation is almost, there. They've regulated, they've understood, they've connected the dots. thoughts. They sort of know what's happening, but they need somebody to go through with that. Like, I need someone to listen because I'm confused. Maybe I need more clarity. I need to talk this out through to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
3 is for those who basically are on that path of, I know, good awareness, and their action from the time they come to my session to action, that time is really slow. I mean, really fast, like
Okay,
very
yeah.
quick. And then in 3 sessions, everything's like, changed, outcomes are great. Then there are other parents who see me when they want to see me. So things have just gone everywhere. They're really confident parents. They're doing things really well, but something big or something's happened and then they come to see me. That might be
Mm-hmm.
one session of 60 minutes, one session of 90 minutes, or one session of 2 hours. It depends on the length of that problem, but they're
Mm-hmm.
coming to talk, they're coming to receive my guidance to how the mind map, how do we navigate that, what's happening here. Some who feel they are just treading into that space, that is culturally, there are lots of things involved, multiple issues. The child is growing up, they have work balance issues, time is a limitation, their self-worth is really low because maybe transitions are happening. They're going through multiple issues at this time, and they feel that children and they are not connecting, and they want to get there into that space. For them, from the time they come to my session to the action time is a bit delayed. They are in it, they are present. However, because they have to deal with so many, there might be grief going on in the family, or there might be adult relationships in their family of origin, or adult siblings. They are adult children now, the parents, but something's going on there. So all these things come into the picture, and when that happens, parents have taken about 10 to 12 sessions.
Okay. So it does
Yeah,
vary, but it sounds like really important work to me. It's very interesting. So on the
yeah.
flip side, when you're coaching children, so what does that look like? What are some of the difficulties children are going through that you support?
Yeah. So I believe that my service is for the whole family. But there are times when a child might need the service. So there are two ways that I look at it. Sometimes when the child comes to me, I know this is a short-term problem and
Mm.
only the child needs support. So I then take the child one-to-one, and the sessions may vary. It might be 1 session, 3 sessions, 6 sessions, but some children have gone through 2 cycles, that is 12 sessions. So
Okay.
you can say that the problem is, like I said, multifaceted. There are few things and we need to work through that really slowly, and the child needs more space to come and discover and align with themselves, etc. However, sometimes when the child comes and we start the session, I might identify that parent needs to be involved.
Mm.
It is important. Now just supporting the child and getting them to where it's not going to be helpful because without the involvement of the parent.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
in that case, then I approach the parent and I tell them, your involvement is key here. Maybe 2 sessions with me, maybe 3 sessions with me, but you being involved is going to really amplify the child's confidence, because whatever I'm teaching them, you need to learn. There seems to be a conflict in parenting. I'm saying something and the parent is doing something else,
Hmm.
then there's no consistency. But also for the child to feel anchored and connected with you, you need to come on board. So in that situation, I work with parent and child. Again, it depends on the willingness of the parents as well. If they're more than willing, then I do 40 minutes with child, 20 minutes with the parent.
Okay.
Or child comes for 4 sessions, parent come for 2 sessions.
Right.
So there's all this flexibility that I offer depending on the assessment and depending on what we hit on the road.
And the
But
child, the parent comes to you, I'm assuming, not the child
the
messages
parent
you
is the
first.
one who comes to me, yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, they are the ones who come to me. and they say the child has these issues. So in order to support the child holistically, at some point I might then tell the parent, yes, I'm supporting the child, but it needs you to be on board as well, so
Mm.
we can work this together as a team. And when we've done that, that's had more outcomes, more long-term benefits, rather than not involving the parent. Not involving the parent has then left it to a short-term outcome, and the things reappear.
Yeah.
But just revisiting your question on what are the issues that come to me, again, cultural issues. So, like I said, I'm going to stress on migration. Most people come to me who have migrated. They have visited or come here, and then the kids are born here. So there's a huge cultural conflict, and or the values of what the child is taking in the host country, or parents are bringing from their country. So entering that space, a culturation process. Children come with lots of exam anxiety issues, friendship bullying, lots of social media management issues, time and organization according to life skills, like basic life skills issues, also transitioning from primary to secondary. And
Mhm.
I'm getting a lot of children transitioning from A levels to university, that
Okay.
transition. I'm getting that as well. And all other confidence issues, self-esteem issues, these are something that come to me most regularly.
Okay, fab. And what do you think is the most like rewarding part of coaching for you for both aspects, parents and child?
Everything. I think everything is. I've always been passionate about supporting children first. And then I said, there's no supporting children without supporting the parents, because it's incomplete.
Mm.
So I do take in there. So every time I'd like to like give a very small example. I was working with this child who is 8 years old, and very busy parents, professionals working in the hospital in neonatal center. So you can actually imagine their life is very round the clock work.
Mm.
And this child at 8 wanted to do a speech, which basically was going to be in front of 100 parents and their school classmates. And they're trying to prepare for a 3-minute speech, and the parents don't really have the time to just sit down and help the child. Even if they did, the child needed reassurances and consistency that the parent could sit with them and then finally appear on the day of their speech. Now, because of the time and all of the schedule they had, the child was having so much anxiety to even talk about or even do the speech. The anxiety was so big that they'd have never done that speech on that day. However, coming to me, we practiced the speech, we went through it, we talked through anxiety, we talked through how they are going to use their breath work,
Mm.
what will happen when they go see people on stage, and what will happen if mom or one of the parent is not able to come on that day because of their duties. After they did it, I received a text message even before I woke up. I went on stage and did my entire speech, and they were only 8 or 9 at that time. And I'm so happy, and I did mistakes, and I didn't really bother, but I was so happy to go up there. I think when you have these sort of feedbacks, it
Mm.
just really priceless. And rewarding is that the parents then came to work with me to say we need to manage time. But
Oh.
people think they need to have 1 hour every day. If they don't have that with their children, all that we manage with these parents were, can you do 15 minutes every day with your children, a present time? Put the timer on it. It's fine. We get you that you are busy. But your child needs the connection, your hug, the warmth, you to sit
Mm.
down, you to just look at them in the eye. Can you do that? 15 minutes is the ask. And they did it. And then they came back saying, we've literally had 2 hours work time every week, and that has been the most precious, like
Mm,
really pleasant time with the children. And I think these minor changes, when I sort of, they come to me and then we are able to work that and do that together. I feel like I'm there. I'm actually telling them all the job you're doing it. I'm here to listen to you. I'm okay to just help you bombard with ideas and I'm not judging you. And can we just make this connection between the child and your family? Because you don't have anybody else to support right now. It's just you, your two children, and
mm,
you need to work this out somehow, because if you leave it to when they get to teen, you're going to lose the connection. Your
yeah.
family might split and you may not have that connection. So I think I'm just helping family to form that foundational connection, which I think we are all losing these days
Hmm.
because of social media, because of the overwhelming pressures of the world, and because of the responsibilities that we have managing everything on ourselves.
Yeah.
So maybe just do it together, sort of concept, instead of, trying to do everything on their own in their little pocket, just bringing the
Mm,
family together. Yeah, that
yeah.
just gives me immense joy. Yeah.
That sounds so lovely. And it does sound like everyone needs it, to be honest. Every family can benefit, for sure. So thank you so much for your time. Um,
Thank
and
you, Ta.
and if you're interested, please seek out Soundma. Was that your name right? I'm so
Soumya,
bad at names.
Soumya, Soumya.
Soumya. Experiences and coaching on the platform. So thank you again so much.
Can I just add one more thing,
Yeah,
Tash?
yeah, yeah.
There is a couples retreat that me and my colleague are co-hosting on
Oh,
21st September
yeah.
at the View in Canterbury. And
Okay.
Ellie is going to be doing the sound bath, and we are
Mm,
going to take family constellation methodologies or approach to bring. So it's ideally for couples who are also parents, but they are so busy managing everything that they've lost that connection between themselves, and then now maybe projecting on the children, etc.
mm.
So it is a deep a day to just unwind and relax and to find that reconnection back. So that's happening on 21st September in Canterbury at the Quiet View.
Okay, that sounds amazing. Thank you for mentioning that. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you again for your time.